Hello, how's everyone doing? Happy Friday. Friday the 13th. Lucky for some, maybe not lucky for others, but I'm back again for the third week in a row, which shocks even me, but I keep buying stuff that we unbox and I've already bought something else, so if it arrives in time, next week we can unbox She-Hulk because that's my latest purchase. I got very lucky that a She-Hulk came in stock at Pop Culture, and I did not sleep on that for a second time. So She-Hulk is on her way to me. It's estimated to get here in time for next Friday, so fingers crossed. So we can just keep doing this for another week. I still don't know what's happening with Collectors Unite. Don't ask me. I don't know. But even if I don't have something to unbox, maybe I keep doing this. I don't know. You tell me whether you're watching live, whether you're watching on the replay. If you want me to keep going until Collectors Unite gets back, let me know because Friday works well because I can sleep in the next day. Although not tomorrow because who made breakfast plans with someone? Me, because I'm silly. Like, why'd you do that? So that's tomorrow Helen's problem. But today's Helen. Oh my God, it's been another big week. And I feel like I say that every week. But guys, I told you, Howard Chan, who I'm calling Howie Claus, he wants our hearts, minds, and wallets for Christmas this year. And I think Howard's gunning to have like his name on the mortgage for my house with the way things are going. It's been insane. But you know what? Little bit excited. Batman 89 Deluxe, this box is gigantic. It is literally bigger than the box that the Bat Cycle came in. I would say this is around the size of like a quarter scale figure box. So it's gigantic. I haven't opened it. I literally took off the slip cover. I had a look through the plastic. But I like to unbox things with you guys so you can see my first-hand impressions. We can debate which way the mirrors are meant to go on the Bat Cycle. Like, we have some fun. They're authentic and interacting live boxes. So, live unboxing. God, don't start with the bad enunciation already, Helen. So, Batman 89 Deluxe. We're going to unbox this. It is a box and a half. My goodness. It is huge. Yeah, been looking forward to this for a while, so I can't wait. It arrived on Tuesday, so it was a long couple of days waiting to unbox it. So Friday's here. I'm going to unbox it with you guys. We'll talk through newsy news and we'll talk through the chat because my goodness, there's already so many comments in the chat, which is, it still just makes me very surprised and delighted that people keep tuning in for these mega streams. How long will we go for tonight? I don't know. I think Moon Knight Artisan is dropping at like my 1 a.m. on Sideshow, so I will try to be done by then so you guys can go PO. But let's say hello to all our friends in the chat. So Bobby D, fun Friday. It is a fun Friday because I'm going to open a big old box and that always makes me very happy. Got the Toy Collector. Good morning and happy Friday from Canada. Waiting for your stream to start to officially open my Bane. Wow, I'm honored. Also a little bit jealous. I am on the hunt for Bane because didn't pre-order because silly. And future Helen is never going to make that mistake again because my goodness, having to stalk the pop culture website for She-Hulk was stressful enough, and I'm probably going to have to do the same thing for Bane. So yeah, do not sleep on things you really want. Just pre-order. Make your life less stressful. Carlos, hello. How you doing? Very good morning here in New Jersey. Blue skies with a high temperature will be 30 Fahrenheit, which I think translates to about 5 degrees Celsius. My goodness, I'd trade with you right now because it was hot this week. I turned my air conditioner on like Wednesday morning and have not turned it off since. Like Wednesday was like 42 degrees Celsius, which I think is maybe 105 Fahrenheit. It's meant to get cooler tomorrow, so fingers crossed because it was just not fun being in that heat. Anthony Stanfield, hello. Great afternoon here in London. Well, that's London, right? Like, that's my limited experience of the place. I have only been there once. King Dingaling, hello. Is that the Bucky's logo as your avatar? What's up? 3 hour stream again. Look, who knows? I always come in with these going 2 hours at absolute max, and then we end up at 1 a.m. and I'm like, okay, Helen has to go now, bye. So who knows? As I say, 1.5 to 2 is the aim, but I have such interactive people in the chat and I want to go through all the messages. I want to have that dialogue with everyone. I know some streams don't really do that, but I want to do that. I want to chat with people. So otherwise, how boring would it be? Me just nattering onto myself without talking about the chat. But where are you? Where are you located? If you've got the Buc-ee's logo, are you in America? I've never been to a Buc-ee's. I wanted to, but I didn't come close to one when I went to the US this year. Randall, happy to find this channel. Well, I'm happy you found me. Welcome. Buckle up. It could be a 3-hour ride. Who knows? Gilbert, hello. It's Friday the 13th. Greetings from the Netherlands. How are you doing, Gilbert? Nice to see you again. Anthony, you'll have to keep buying those figures to have an unboxing every week. Look, I might need to have to take a break after She-Hulk because my goodness, like in the 10 years I've been collecting, I have not bought as much stuff as I have in the past 2 months. It has been crazy, but I'm not sure when Bane's going to release in Australia, but I'm hoping I get a little bit of a breather because She-Hulk was not an entirely planned expense. And as I say, I had the opportunity and I went, that thing is going up in price and I wanted it. So I bit the bullet, but yeah, maybe I'll just do some show and tell with Shuri if I don't have anything to unbox. We'll see if she wants to come on camera with me. Woohoo, I'm assuming that's for the Batman. And yes, that is a very appropriate reaction. Keep it going. Your streams are awesome. Thank you, Carlos. Appreciate it. Love having you here live with me. Renz, hello. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday to you. Renz, I know you're in the same time zone as me, so good evening. Are you working on some art? Who are you drawing at the moment? I'll always say this. Renz has amazing art on his Instagram. So if you're not following him, give him a follow because I absolutely love seeing everything that he's drawn. Nice purchase, yeah. I mean, so's Bane. Bane's a pretty nice purchase too. Hello from me in Sweden. Oh my goodness. We've got such a European flavor. I love it. This is so cool. Like every week, like I feel like people are from different countries and I just think that's bloody amazing. So welcome. Nice to see you, Benny. Hola, Helen. Hope you're doing great this Friday. Well, I mean, it was a hot and humid day, so it's cooler now. I've got my air conditioner cranking in the other room, so it is reaching me here. I've got Batman to unbox. So yeah, I think it's been a pretty good Friday. Hope you're having a great Friday. Keith, the Helen stream gets go, yeah, right. Can't get rid of me now. Said I wouldn't do these weekly, and here we are 3 weeks in a row. So but people keep watching, and this is what gets me. Like every week, more people have watched, even though these are like the longest streams, like stupidly long streams. But people keep watching, and I am incredibly flattered. So whether it's live or on the replay, like thank you to everyone who's watched and has just said really nice and encouraging comments. Like I really do appreciate it because sometimes, you know, you put yourself out there and you're like, is anyone going to watch? Are people going to enjoy what you're doing? Like, you don't know, but I've just been really, really flattered and really humbled by just all the support. So I appreciate everyone that's here and watching later on. Tiny Art Guy, hello, how are you? How is your back? Is your back better? Because last week I think you'd thrown out your back. So I hope you're doing a lot better this week, Tiny Art Guy, because we want everyone to be great in the lead up to Christmas. I would definitely trade the weather with you. Would you? I wouldn't. It's funny though, because I always say I like the cold, but I realize that like I like the Perth level of cold, which by global standards is like not cold at all. So, but cooler weather is always nice to me. Yes, picked up a shirt while I was in Texas on vacation. Nice. I was in Texas earlier this year, but sadly, I literally looked up where all the Buc-ee's were and it would have costed me a ridiculous amount of money for a return trip on an Uber and I had to rein myself in. So maybe one day I'll get there. Jassy, hey Helen, hello. You've given me a bonus L. That's nice. I do think it's funny because I do sometimes get asked how to spell Helen. And one time someone spelled it Hellan, which I thought was really exotic. And I was like, oh, maybe I should start going by that. So we'll see. But nice to see you again. Carlos, my hype man, bless you. Chat, you know it's time to hit the like button for our friend Helen. Thank you, Carlos. I appreciate you every week. Carlos is encouraging everyone to hit the like button. So if you feel inclined, if you're enjoying, it's free. It helps. It's always appreciated. Toy collector, feel your pain. Not used to this buying. Deadpool last week, Bane this week. Sideshow is charging my sculpted Joker next week. Oh wow, that is a lot. It's kind of the blessing and the curse of us getting things so delayed with pop culture is that you kind of have that couple of months buffer to brace yourself for what is coming. But I do have a slide talking about some upcoming releases, so it'll be interesting to see, because I think in that lead up to Chinese New Year, they always try to get a lot of stuff out the door. So I think there's going to be a lot of people feeling that bit of pain with what Howie Claus is putting out for us. So, but they're great figures that you're getting. So absolute wins there. Kyle Goodman, hello. How are you, Kyle? How you doing? Back again this week, which is lovely to see. Rens, I'm actually taking a break from private commission piece, trying to work on a personal piece, but I don't know what to draw. Oh, that's interesting. Well, people can still follow you and see your amazing art. I remember like one of my favorite ones that Rens did was this really cool John Wick portrait, but everything he does is cool. So if you like art, Rens has a lot of cool stuff that you can check out on his Instagram. Ramside Fun, howdy. I'm at work 15 minutes before I start work today, just dropping by to say hi and drop a like. Thank you. I'm back to work, so I hope that's going well for you, and I hope your rehab from surgery is still progressing well. Thank you for dropping by. I appreciate that. I know it's with that time difference now in the US, I know I'm an hour earlier, which makes it a little bit awkward in some time zones, but if I start this stream any later at the rate I go, I won't be going to bed till like 2 or 3 a.m. and I shudder to think what I would be like at that time. And does 3 a.m. Helen, should she be on YouTube? I don't think she should be on YouTube. I got my Bane yesterday, but didn't have a chance to unbox him. We'll get him today after work. Oh, everyone's getting Bane. Fingers crossed Helen can find Bane, because I really need that new Bane. My back's all good. That's good. I'm happy to hear that. This week today I'm drawing polar bears. I wish I was in the Arctic right now with this heat. That's cool. I always say I'm so envious of people that can draw. Like my mum used to be a draftsman and she's an amazing drawer, and I did not get that trait passed down to me. It is what it is. Helen, not sure if you shared this before, but how did you get into collecting the 6-scale world? What was your first figure? I feel like I have shared this, but on a Q&A I did with Iron Logan, which was actually the first time I was ever on YouTube. So I live in Perth, which is where Iron Logan lives. And it's funny because I had seen him on YouTube, and then I put a figure up on Facebook that he bought. And he came to my house, and I had to say to him, this feels really surreal because I feel like I know you and you have no idea who I am. And we got chatting, and then he used to do the stream Posed Up, and he's like, would you come on Posed Up? And I was like, well, I'm a horrible poser, but sure, I'll give it a go. So with 6-scale, I actually first discovered statues. So sadly, we don't have a lot of shops that just have collectibles on hand. I feel like a lot of places now in Perth, where I am at least, want you to pre-order stuff. They won't just have a lot of stuff available, which is a bit of a bummer. But that was the thing. Like, we used to have this great store in the city, and I can never remember its name, which upsets me. And I would go there now and then after work and browse around. And I remember seeing they had the set of 3 DC Collectibles Dark Knight Rises statues. And I thought they were the coolest things I had ever seen. And at the time, it's all, comparative, right? I think they were maybe like, I don't know, $120, $130 each. It's like, oh, they're a bit expensive. But I couldn't get them out of my mind. And the whole week, all I could think about is, what if someone buys one and I can't get the full set? And I had to get them. So, and it was funny because this shop was up a flight of stairs, and I was like, how am I carrying 3 statues down the stairs? So I was like, oh, I'll get a trolley from work. But then I'm like, but you can't leave the trolley with the statues on its own. So I made my boss come with me. And I remember coming down the stairs with these statues, and she's like, "Are you kidding me? You dragged me here for this." And I was like, "I don't care. I'm so happy." So it was the DC collectible statues that got me into 6 scale first. And from there, I guess I'd kind of made the decision that I'd rather have one nice collectible of a character than lots of little things, because I'd kind of collected smaller items that I could find. But with Hot Toys, it was actually through pop culture. So we have a really big convention in Australia called Supernova, and that goes to all of the major cities in Australia, and they were exhibiting, and they have amazing displays. They bring so much stuff. And I bought, it may sound funny, but I think it totally made sense to me. It was a Mark 42 Iron Man Power Pose figure. Sorry, I always hit the microphone and I realize that must be super annoying. And I think the reason I got that was because Hot Toys felt a bit intimidating to me with the swap out parts, and would I be good at posing it, and what if I break it? Whereas that, I call it like a good gateway drug. And from the Mark 42 Power Pose, I then started discovering all the great Dark Knight figures they had, and DC statues. Like, I liked them, but they didn't produce a lot of things. So then I found myself sort of moving on from the statues, and we're at almost somewhere like 100 Hot Toys and some vehicles. So that was not a quick answer, but hopefully I've given you an answer, and it's a good level of info. Renz does great Wick portraits. I know, I've seen them. They're amazing. That's why I said, even if the commissions aren't open, Renz, people got to follow you and see the amazing things that you're doing. Appreciate you, Helen. The John Wick you're referring to was actually for Bobby Dylan. Of course it was. Who else would it be for? Bob is like just the John Wick of the collecting world. Thank you, doing okay. Just limited duty since I can't really lift heavy right now. I got a medical appointment at the time for Artisan Moon Knight. Oh no. Well, maybe they can be running a bit late and just give you a buffer to get a sneaky order off on your phone. Fingers crossed. We can send you some good vibes so you can get that. So again, I've tried to be organized. I have made some slides. There's a lot of slides. How long will it take Helen to get through the slides this week? I don't know. I always think things will not take me that long, but I'm a jibber jabberer, as you guys all know. So I thought I would share this because this was a post that came up on social media earlier this week. And what we've been really noticing is the Koreans are giving us a little bit of intel, and thank you, Korea. So what you see on the left is the post that was shared through social media, and what I've done on the right is I've just run that through like the Google Translate app, and that gives you a sense of what's releasing. And it is quite interesting because we see, while the dates are, I guess, estimates as to when the stock is likely to arrive in Korea, we can see that this is pretty accurate because the figures that are on this list, we're starting to see drop. Like Darth Revan came out this week. We saw Lord Starkiller, the DeLorean, Spider-Man 2099, Nebula. So I think if you're trying to plan, because, you know, Howie Claus is got us in a world of hurt, I think if you're looking at this stuff that's estimated to arrive in Korea on the 30th of December, it gives you a bit of an idea as to what may be coming into Sideshow not too long into the future. So we've got things like the DX32 Joker, the Artisan Joker, the Ant-Man from Quantumanium, which is interesting because that's a few months after Wasp. I always feel like, should you not release things together? But Howie never does. And then we've got a couple of figures from The Flash. So I don't know if this list is in any order and if the Supergirl figure will be the first one to come out. But that'll be interesting because I think we're all waiting to see what happens with that head sculpt. Did it get updated? I am very keen to see how that comes out. So we've got Supergirl in there. We've got the Batman modern suit, which I think is another one that people are quite keen for. So again, kind of interesting that we're leading with Supergirl and Batman and not the Flash, but maybe that is a little bit strategic given Ezra can be a little bit divisive. We've got the Armory from the Dark Knight Rises. So that's the clear plastic one that comes with the Bruce Wayne with the leg brace. And that's another one I'm quite keen to see because I don't know that Hot Toys has previously done figures without articulation. So I am quite keen to see how that Bruce comes out, even though it's not something I have a great deal of interest in owning myself. I'm still interested to see how that comes out. What does it look like? But I think the head sculpt does come off because I thought I'd seen pictures with that head sculpt on the Batman figure. But this idea of having this seamless body without articulation, I think it's interesting. It's an interesting one to see. Nebula's already come out. We've got Venom. We've got the John Wick figures, and we've got the figure from the League of Legends. So this gives us a little bit of a taste as to what is coming up in the coming weeks for us. And as I said, this time in the lead up to Chinese New Year, it's always a busy one. And, you know, dropping items like the DeLorean and the Armory, like, they're not cheap. They're quite big pieces. So if you have multiple of those on pre-order, I know Sideshow has those payment plans, and I guess that's where that comes in handy. Whereas I know for us in Australia, we pay a deposit at Pop Culture or we pay up front. So you're either paying, you know, the full amount years in advance or $100 deposit. So when those invoices come, the respite you get is you can use PayPal Pay in 4, which I am totally using at the moment because my spelling is still out. My spending is still out of control. My God, it's not even that late and I'm already starting with the stuttering. Oh, I'm safe. I only have Flash on there and it's coming from Pop Culture, so it'll take some time. Yeah, you've got a nice buffer from Pop Culture. Because that's the thing with Bane. I'm going, I don't know how long it will take. Sometimes, like, Kane is in stock at Pop Culture, so that didn't feel like a very long wait. But what I thought was odd was it's come in stock and they've already cut the price by, I think it was only $20 or $30, but still, I was like, that's pretty rare for them to just get something in stock and already slightly discount it. So I don't know what's happening over at Pop Culture, particularly because I think they've sent me a second Batman by mistake. Like, I rang them and I'm like, I got these emails and I was like, I think you've sent me another one. And they're like, oh yeah, maybe we did. And I was like, what? Like, how does that happen? So I don't know. And I just said, well, what do I do if this comes? And they said, oh, well, call us and we'll send you a shipping label. I'm like, okay, but I'm like, how do you send me a figure I haven't bought? I don't know. It's very bizarre. I've been buying from them for a long time and I've never had something like that happen. So I don't know. Hello all, SB, how you doing? Lovely to see you in the stream. It's been a while since I've seen you. Howard never follows logic. We're all expecting an Artisan Winter Soldier or possibly a Widow, but Moon Knight, he always keeps us guessing. Well, he's a twisted genius. He's a twisted genius, young Howie Claus. But we love him, don't we? I love Howie. Nebula released this week. So I've tried to go in order of how things happened. And so Guardians of the Three Nebula, not one I'm picking up. I do have the Endgame version. And to me, I'm pretty sure this is just the same sculpt. And why not? She looks pretty much the same. And they didn't give us the orange plate for the Endgame version. But it looks really nice. And this Nebula has, I think, a lot more features than the Endgame version. You've got the, I don't know what you'd call that back piece. Is it some kind of like a jetpack or something there? You've got a lot of different swap out arms. The outfit is completely different. And if I'm honest with you, I feel like this outfit is going to be potentially a lot more durable than that Endgame one. That Endgame one, I am a bit concerned about it. Is it pleather? Will it flake? I don't know. I'm just trying to enjoy it while I can. But Nebula's out, and I think, as I say, really good looking figure to me. I love all the different options you've got with the swap out arms. So she definitely comes loaded with a lot more things than the original. But this is where I think, you know, it's such a bummer. Like, why not finish the line and make Drax and Mantis? I think so many people would love a Drax. And I think if you make him in this outfit, you don't have some of the issues people had with the original body. If it's not big enough, we don't want seams, we don't want this. I think the outfit could make a Drax figure a little bit more of a forgiving thing to make. So will they, won't they? I don't know. Even Mantis, like, I'm like, you've gone through all that effort to make her. Why not make her in this suit? Because I think the only option you've got from Mantis, if you want to get into some heavy kit bashing, is maybe you get the Star-Lord suit and you mod it down because you can't use the Nebula suit. It's only got like one arm. So it'll be interesting because we saw some of those people in Hong Kong doing that with the team suit Tony. So Will we see people starting to mod those Star-Lord suits down to make a Mantis? I don't know. I think it's worth a crack if you can get them at the right price. If you or someone you know has some good sewing skills, maybe. But either way, like, solid release. I just think being, I think the last Guardians movie, why wouldn't you go all out? I think I could picture people who really love this line maybe going, I want the first set of Guardians in their unique looks, and then I want the team that they become at the end in this outfit. But Howie, why does he do what he does? We don't know. Nebula looks great. It will look good with all the other Guardians of the Galaxy members. Yeah, it will, absolutely. And I think I got to see the Star-Lord and the Groot was that Rebel Base? Like, they looked really nice. I saw them at Secret Base as well. Looked really good. And I even was surprised they didn't even make like Rocket's buddies from his time in the lab. Like, I just think the hype and the love of that movie was so strong when it came out that I think had Hot Toys come out with a full line, you would have had a lot of people pre-ordering. I don't get it. A Drax with that seamless body like they're doing with Wolverine would be amazing. Yeah, I mean, so many people have asked for that. So it's interesting that in this year where there wasn't a lot of new material and they have revisited old figures, like, Drax has never come up. Like, that surprises me, because again, if you made those improvements, you could do a standard Drax and then the Drax in the uniform. So you're getting 2 bites of the cherry, right? I don't get it. I don't understand. But yeah, hopefully, eventually, they did Cyborg all those years later. So hopefully people can complete the team, because I do think it's a bit, I don't love it when it's like you've got part of a team, because you can't really mix and match these with the other Guardians not in this uniform. To me, it doesn't seem to really make the greatest deal of sense. So then we have the Star Wars for everyone. Who's this guy? He's Lord Starkiller. And I was talking to Darth Allison about Lord Starkiller, and she calls him Star Wars Shredder. So make of that what you will. Star Wars Shredder. Usual thing. Do I know what this is? No. No, I don't. Do I think it maybe looks a bit like Shredder? Yeah, maybe. Maybe I do. He's out. I'm sure people are excited for him. I'm covering him in the news, but I cannot add much more to this than that. So enjoy my hot take on Star Wars Shredder. I'm just going to move along to the DeLorean, which is something I do know a little bit about. And this was interesting. Like, it's a big drop, the vehicles. We've had a few vehicles come out this year. We've had, the reissue of the 89. We've had Bat Cycles. We've had a lot of things. And I was surprised. I wasn't sure if we would see this before Chinese New Year, but it's here. And I'm keen to know, if you're a Back to the Future collector, are you getting all of the DeLoreans? One of the DeLoreans? Because I know this one has the different wheels, but I'm not entirely sure if there's huge differences between the three. So I'm genuinely curious, because I could picture people having one DeLorean, but the different looks for Doc and Marty. But do people feel like they need all three? Like, I'd love to know. Like, let me know your views on the DeLorean. I actually have a friend who used to own a DeLorean, like a actual DeLorean real car. And she said it was like the biggest hunk of junk car she ever had. So that's my fun fact that I'm sharing with you. Reminds me of one of the Knights of Ren. I don't know what that is either. Sorry, guys. This looks cool, although I know nothing of this character is tempting just based on the look. Must resist. Oh, that's about Shredder. Star Wars TMNT mashup. Why not, right? But there was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles did that comic mashup with Batman. Like, I've got those comics somewhere, so why not with Star Wars? Everyone loves Star Wars, right? In the process of building a Lego DeLorean, cheaper option. My God, how many pieces are in your Lego DeLorean? Because that must be a decent, like, I still haven't done my Piranha Plant Lego that I bought in Hong Kong. And I feel like that's small, and that's something like 500 pieces. So not gonna lie, that feels a little bit daunting to me. Like, I didn't think it would be that many pieces. So I don't know what you're getting with the DeLorean, because how big is it? I don't know. I don't know enough about Lego. This is an awesome vehicle. Yeah, I mean, it is Carlos. Like, I think the DeLoreans, they look great, but as I say, is anyone gunning for 3 in their collection? That's what I'd love to know, because as I said, I can picture maybe having 1, but all 3, I'm not entirely sure. So this is the swap out wheels for the train track. So that's, I guess, 1 point of difference between this DeLorean to the other 2. Looks cool. I liked these blogger photos. I thought they did some nice stuff with the backgrounds, and I loved this pose as well, because it's like, that sort of iconic movie poster, but they've done it with the Western Doc and Marty and this different DeLorean. So it looked nice. I'm not sure if this comes with like a stand to do any sort of hover poses like the other DeLorean does. I know there's different stands you've got that you can kind of angle it up and have it looking pretty cool, like it's flying in the air. So 1,800 pieces, not too bad. Oh God, 1,800. To me, that's a lot. That's a lot of pieces. The Lego Batman Batmobile is a great build. I think I saw that. Is that the 89 one? Because I was half interested in that, and then I think it might have been sold out here. And then when I started to see what the price was, I was no longer interested, because Lego can be expensive. Like, I didn't realize how expensive, but then I appreciate that they are quite complex. Like, I've seen like some big Harry Potter Lego sets at some collector's fair here, and they are expensive. I'm just gonna have a quick water break, 2 ticks. Goodness. Okay, let's keep rolling, because I don't want the newsy news to take 5 years. So then also we have the Spider-Man 2099. That was that today or yesterday? I can't remember, all the days meshed into one. From Into the Spider-Verse, which I thought looked really cool. I can't remember if this was the figure that was a bit contentious at one point for joints, or if that was a Hono. So correct me if I'm wrong. But this came out, and I really liked this head sculpt. I thought it looked really nice, and I think Hot Toys, they do a pretty good job with things like animated characters and different creatures and stuff like that. And it just made me wish, like I was talking last week about like the Hono line, and how I wish maybe they'd venture into some comic Batman stuff, or some Batman the Animated Series. So seeing this just made me wish even more, like, why not go into some more animated lines? I mean, particularly, we know DC's not been hitting it out of the park with the movie universe, so why not give us a bit more of the animated stuff? I don't know, but I think this is really cool. If someone's picking this up, let me know. Let me know what you think of him as well. And it's got this luminous effect for the suit, which I thought was pretty cool. Like, I know it's gimmicky. Like, I don't know that anybody's necessarily displaying it with some special light to have this, but, they thought about it. They gave you that option. So it's something cool that you can use in your photography. It's got some different, I'm guessing they're sort of clip-on pieces for the arms and the back. So I think this looks nice. It looks like it's a bit of a bigger build than a typical Spider-Man figure, so something a bit different. And that video game line is it's just really impressive, like really colorful, really nice. You can get some great poses out of them. I'm not sure if you're going to destroy your suit doing that, but that's the risk we take, right? No, from the Lego Batman movie. Oh, okay, interesting. I haven't seen the Lego Batman movie. I know, you're all shocked, right? I've seen the Lego movie, but not the Lego Batman movie. Is it good? Should I check it out? I've seen it like on TV. Like, I've, scrolled through channels and seen it and been like, oh, okay. But I never know if they're like kidsy movies, or if they're kind of not really kidsy movies. So let me know if it's worth checking out. All right. So, my goodness. Did this not get us all talking? So those were the releases. These are the announcements. And my goodness, because we saw those photos from Tokyo Comic Con last week, right? So Mr. Knight was something went, hang on, this is new. Is this something they're going to announce a pre-order? So that wasn't a shock, but an Artisan Moon Knight, my goodness, that was a shock. I did not have that on my bingo card for an Artisan. I have to be honest, I I did see Moon Knight, but I saw the first couple episodes and I abandoned it. And then I had a coworker be like, "No, it's amazing. Like, give it another shot." So I did finish the series, but it was a very slow burn for me. So it's never a character I felt like, "Oh my God, I need Moon Knight," but I can appreciate the figure looked really good. Like the first one that came out, I thought that looked brilliant. So I don't know, because I mean, we don't really know what his future is in the MCU. And as a character from a limited series, is that the kind of thing we thought would get an artisan treatment? Like, probably not from me. But they have, and people seem to be super excited about it. So I think it's limited to 2,500 pieces. And I think we can see some like subtle differences between this suit and the original suit. Like, to me, this one looks like it's a little bit more weathered. The other suit I think was quite white and clean, which a lot of people didn't like. But I think the head sculpt looks really great. And even though it's shorter hair, I think it looks really well rooted. Sometimes like shorter men's hairdos, are they a bit hard for rooted? Is it worth doing rooted? But I guess because he's got the curls and that bit of longer hair at the front, it looks amazing. Like, this sculpt looks absolutely fantastic. So Artisan Moon Knight, like, I can totally see, if you like this show, if you liked the character, if you're a fan of Oscar Isaacs, I can totally understand people wanting to go all in on this Artisan. And yeah, the head sculpt looks great. And you're still getting the other sculpted look there. It's great. I think the one thing you're kind of missing out on this is you don't get the big sort of moon base, which some people may not mind. Maybe you can pick it up loose if you want it. I do actually quite like that moon base. I've seen people do some pretty cool displays with it. But we can't have everything, even though it's an Artisan. So this looks like it's just coming with a standard flight pole. But yeah, that sculpt, that looks amazing. I'm not going to lie. I think if anybody says it doesn't look like him, I will ban you from the chat, because seriously, I think that looks amazing. Let me catch up on the chat. Keith, it's odd that Hot Toys hasn't announced a Gwen Stacy 2.0 since Across the Spider-Verse heavily focuses on a character. I haven't seen the second one, I'll be honest. I saw the first one. Don't judge me. I saw the first one. But yeah, I kind of thought Into the Spider-Verse seemed super popular. So I kind of could have figured with them going all in on that. But was there much difference in her suit? I mean, that normally doesn't stop them, but interesting. If she was such a focus, why they didn't do another one, I don't know. Mr. Knight is straight fire. Yeah, I mean, I think both of them look fantastic. It's pretty funny and good. If you like the Lego movie, you may love the Lego Batman movie. Okay, well, next time I see it's going to be on TV, maybe I'll give it a go. Head sculpt looks fantastic. I'd argue the sculpted hair looks just as good as the rooted version. Look, this is the thing, Kate. Like, I've thought with some of the Artisan figures, and maybe this is controversial, I've kind of liked a couple of the sculpted ones better. Like with Scarlet Witch, and it's the color of the hair. I feel like I liked the color of the sculpted Wanda more than the rooted. But even with the Jack Sparrow, I was kind of like, do you really need the rooted? I don't know that you do. We'll take a quick look at just, this is what you're getting with your Moon Knight. And, there's not a lot of bells and whistles there. You are getting that beautiful head sculpt. You're getting the little moon accessories. You've got a bunch of hands. You've got the little statue. And then just a normal flight pole. So again, if you want that Knight's Moon diorama base, you're going to have to BYO. But this looks great. I think it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see what else will they revisit with just an Artisan alone release that was a previous figure. I don't know. We'll see. Artisan Moon Knight looks amazing. Definite PO for me. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be chasing that. And then Mr. Knight, which is the one we saw the tease of. And again, I think this is another fantastic head sculpt. And I think this is the thing. You could get the Mr. Knight, and if you've got the first Moon Knight, you could put that sculpt on this, because this is going to come with the master one as well. So I think while some people might be annoyed of, oh, I can't believe they've done an Artisan, or it's same suit, you could get Mr. Knight and you could still swap and change, because I don't think there's anything wrong with this head sculpt. And the thing that I liked about this photo was particularly the angle of his head. You can see how much detail there is in that sculpted hair. Like, I don't think sculpted hair is like some cheap and nasty alternative to rooted. I think some of these sculpts that Hot Toys have been doing, The sculpted hair has looked amazing. So this looks really nice. And as I said, if you had that first Moon Knight, you could get Mr. Knight and you could then swap and change, because you can pop the masked head sculpt on Mr. Knight. You can use the unmasked sculpt on your Moon Knight. So you can still have the best of both worlds when you have the Mr. Knight and even the standard Moon Knight release. So this looks cool. Like the suit, the tailoring looks really nice. Head sculpt, amazing. And light up eyes. That's very cool. Somehow Oscar returned. I'd also argue that So Toys did a phenomenal job and got the suit for Mr. Knight more accurate than Hot Toys, especially the lapel for the best. Okay, interesting. Has that suit had any issues with yellowing though? Because I think Carlos had said his has been okay, but I always think of their Kingpin, and that seemed to yellow very early on. But I mean, that's not to say Hot Toys isn't guilty of that. I've got a bank robber Joker, and that shirt down the middle is totally yellowed, and I don't really know how you even fix that when it's a printed shirt. So I still think it looks good. This is where I'm like, I would never notice something like that. Like, I posted a picture of one of my John Wicks and someone's like, the jacket is too long. I'm like, is it? Like, it just looks like a good figure to me. Also, So Toys versions come with 2 shirts, so you can display the figure with rolled up sleeves. It's true. They do. So did a great job with it. Not going to lie. They've done some really great figures. The sculpt does look pretty incredible. Pass for me, though. I wouldn't even use the sculpt if I had this. Masked would be the way for me. That's fair enough. But I also know that some people want to use that sculpt for a Star Wars kit bash. Like, I was talking to Bob. Is it Poe someone that Oscar Isaacs plays in Star Wars? So you've got that option as well. If you're going to use the sculpt, like the mask sculpt, you could use that Oscar Isaacs head sculpt if you're a Star Wars fan for something else. So if you're inclined to kit bash, like, those spare head sculpts never go to waste. There's always something you can do with them. Atty Baloo, hello. I think you were here last week as well. Hi, Shiro. What are your thoughts on Jazzing 89 Batmobile? Would you ever get one? Look, you didn't watch Collectors Unite, did you? Look, I have so many views on this, and I mean, how much time do we have? Look, what are my thoughts on it? It looks nice. Do I think it looks perfect? Not particularly. Jazz Inc. brand loyalists, faith militants, don't come at me. I don't care. I wouldn't get one personally. And I've said this because the price is really high for us in Australia. So you're talking about, people in the US are talking $1,500. With the exchange rate and postage, that thing would cost me at least $3,500 in Australia. And I literally saw someone on Facebook Marketplace trying to sell an 89 Jazz Inc. for $3,800. And I was like, he's not even making any money on that. So for me, I got the Hot Toys 2.0 for like $1,000 from Pop Culture. So do I think the Jazz Inc. is 3.5 times better than the Hot Toys? I don't. That might be controversial to some people. It is what it is. My view is, I had seen the Hot Toys one. I had wanted it for the longest time. I think it's great. I'm very happy with it. I'm not a collector that is gonna fuss over minute details. People getting excited about the paint having a green tinge. I don't really want my paint to have a green tinge, or it makes sound effects and has a turbine that spins. Like, these aren't features that are particularly of interest to me. But also, the thing that gets me is the amount of QC issues that they have. And I mean, people are posting pictures saying it's incredible and they're happy, and I'm glad they're happy. But then they're bagging out the Hot Toys one, which I'm like, well, why is that even part of this conversation? But also, sometimes people do that, and I'm looking at their picture going, but I can see issues with your Jazz Inc. one. Like, I can see your canopy's not right. I can see the sort of covers for the rifles are maybe not flush. So I think everyone should just buy what they prefer and what they're happy with. I bought Hot Toys. I'm super happy with it. I'm not interested in the Jazz Inc. 89 Batmobile. I'm not interested in their tumblers either. I have had the Hot Toys ones for the longest time. This cabinet fits them perfectly. I built that cabinet based on these vehicles and their dimensions. So they're not for me. Their vehicles are not for me, and some of their QC issues concern me. And I'll be honest, I've pre-ordered their Catwoman, and that makes me a little bit nervous. I'm hoping they pull it off. I'm hoping it's amazing, but there's a part of me going, have I made a mistake? I don't know. Only time can tell. But yeah, people who are happy with it, that's great. I think they've put a lot of effort into research and accuracy, but I think the thing that's letting them down is the QC. And I know Joost has sent a team from the Netherlands to do the QC, but honestly, I think he needs to be going to China and doing QC himself, because I think Yoast's standards are going to be so much higher than anyone else's. So being so far away and trying to do that from the Netherlands, I don't know how that's going to go. And that goes doubly so for the Catwoman. You've got figures with 3 sculpts, deluxe 2-packs with 6 sculpts. Like, there's so many things that could go wrong. It makes me nervous. Like, I'm getting the clean DX, and I hope it's amazing. I hope we all get amazing figures, and I hope I'm wrong to be nervous. But for me, as I say, the price being at least $3,500 compared to $1,000, I just don't see it being 3.5 times better. So that's just my opinion. As I said, people have the Jazz Ink and they love it. That's great. I'm not here to start brand wars. The Hot Toys one was my preference. I'm happy with it. I've got an unboxing of it on my channel, and I think it's great. And I'll be sticking with the Hot Toys vehicles I have. So that's me. Kit bashing post. See? Bobby. No issue with yellowing so far, but yes, Kingpin version 1 has yellowing. However, Kingpin version 2 is fine. Oh, that's good. That's good to know the second one is better. Here we go. Carlos has always got my back. Chat 29 watching. Let's make sure to hit the like button for our dear friend Helen. Thank you, Carlos. Appreciate you. We're up to 38. So I would love to get off the stream and have 38 likes. That would be cool. And thank you all for being here on your Friday. Poe Dameron. I did not know. Bob did tell me that. I just remembered Poe because I made a joke about Tinky Winky and Lala, I think. I forgot his name was Oscar Isaac. I've been thinking of mostly as Poe Dameron. Fair enough. We all have our... I'm the worst at remembering some of these names, so I say them and I'm like, is that right? Did I get that wrong? I figure someone will correct me if I'm wrong. The sculpt is a work of art, a showcase as to their abilities of the artists at Hot Toys. 100%. Seriously, some of these sculpts they've come out with lately have just been a step above again. So I think Mr. Knight's great. As I said, I'm not the hugest Moon Knight lover, but I think if you like this, it's great. And I'm loving that you're getting both head sculpts. Like, it's not just the people getting the Artisan. If you're getting Mr. Knight, you're also going to get a lovely head sculpt as well. So I think both of these figures are absolute winners. So let me know if you're picking up one of these. And hopefully, if you're going for the Artisan, I got my fingers crossed that you get one. Think figures who didn't sell big, Hot Toys will reuse the mold and release as an Artisan. Did Moon Knight not sell big? I thought that was quite a popular figure. Maybe I'm wrong. I have the Jazz Ink Batmobile, no issues. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that, because I feel like some people are getting them and you look at the photos and you go, yep, that looks great. Other people are getting them and they have problems. Some people are getting them and saying they're amazing, but then you look at their photos and it's like, I'm not going to be that person to burst someone's bubble, so I'm not going to go, actually, this looks off. So if you got it and you're happy with it, that's the main thing. And that's my thing. Like, I've got the Hot Toys one. I'm happy with that. That's the main thing. Everyone have what you want and be happy with it. I'm super happy with everything I have in my collection. When you have to pay and pray for any product from a company, it's never a good feeling. No, it's not. And this is the thing. I will admit, Tolo FOMO got me. Tolo's a basketball player. FOMO got me, because as much as I'm going, oh, surely Hot Toys will make this, I was like, well, what if they don't? And what if I miss out on the Jazz Ink? And I put down the PO in good faith, and I'm hoping it's an amazing figure and we all are happy with it. Shuri's here to give me some moral support about my pre-order. But yeah, it's just... This is the thing that gets me. Like, people love the brand and that's fine, but we have to be honest that so many of the releases have had problems with early batches and QC issues. Like, let's not be blind to reality. And this figure is ambitious. And I hope they pull it off and I hope it's amazing. But there is a part of me that's like, the suit, the body, the 3 sculpts, all this stuff. There's a lot to get right in that production. And again, if Joost is going to be in the Netherlands and not in China, who's going to be overseeing this? Because people getting cars like covered in dust, like that does concern me. I don't want a Michelle Pfeiffer covered in dust. No, thank you. Hi, Helen. What artisan would you want made? I think She-Hulk would be cool. She-Hulk would be cool. She-Hulk would be cool. Or you can just get the head sculpt rooted like Bob Dylan did. And his looks amazing. Like, Bob's got to stop tempting me with the rooted head sculpts. But, look, I wanted that Artisan Captain Marvel that was a horrible rumor last year, but I don't think they're making that for me. I think for me, one of the big gaps that I have that I would love is I would really love an Artisan Black Widow from the first Avengers movie. I love that figure, but the suit is falling apart. I have genuine concerns. It's wrinkling. I'm even too scared to pose it in any dynamic way. I think the hair could be improved on. I think the paint application of the sculpt could be improved on. So for me, that's one I'd love to see get the Artisan treatment that hasn't been mentioned. I think the Iron Man 2 one looks awesome. So I just feel like they could do a really great job with that version of Natasha. I also think a Thor figure would be really cool. Again, I'd love it to be Avengers 1. Because I would love those Avengers, like the original Avengers, to get the 2.0 treatment, the ones that haven't. So, but if I could only pick one, I'll say Avengers 1 Black Widow, because I think that's in sore need of an upgrade. Can't wait for the Artisan. He'll look sick with my comics. Oh, cool. You display comics with your figures. That's cool. It's what I like about those Hono bases. I have to say, I do love the little comic backdrops that they give you. I think they look really cool. If the prices were closer, I'd consider the Jazz Inc version, but I can't justify spending 3 times for the Batmobile. I just don't feel like it's worth it for me. Same here, Keith. I'm the same with you. Well, Helen chat, I'll talk to you later. Have fun. I'll catch the replay. See you later. Thanks for dropping by. And we've got our fingers crossed that you secure the bag with your Artisan Moon Knight. I hope your medical dude is running late and that gives you enough time to nab him on Sideshow. My Jazzing 89 is perfect. Awesome. I'm happy for everyone that gets a perfect car. I want everyone to get a perfect one. I'm not sitting here going, they have failed. This is great. Like, I want everyone who spends that kind of money to get a pristine, perfect vehicle, figure, whatever it is. But unfortunately, and it's not just Jazz Inc., we're seeing it more and more with InArt as well. I feel like they're rushing stuff out the door and more people are having QC issues, and that genuinely makes me sad for the price that we're paying. I don't want anyone to have to chase a, replacement this or a missing that. Like, I want everyone to just have their money's worth, to be honest. I'm all about accuracy and scale, period. Fair enough. That's fine. As I say, I think there's people who need the accuracy, and there's people who want things that look cool. And I've always said, I'm the want things that look cool. I always think of the Catwoman, and no, Joost, your Catwoman has 5 stitches between the eyes, not 6. And I'm like going, who's counting? Like, I would never count that to know, but that's important to some people. It's not so important to me. We all collect what we like. So if that's your preference, like, cool. I'm glad you've got one. I'm glad it's perfect. I'm not buying the whole dust thing. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not buying the whole my competitors are forging a campaign against me. What, like Joost is... What, Howard Chan is calling Mr. Mum Collectibles and Genobi? Like, come on, guys. Come on. I can't believe that. Root them all. See, Bobby D. But, Bob, like, seriously, you're rooted She-Hulk. Because I can imagine as well, that must improve the articulation of the head so much. Because that's the bummer with some of these female figures. I have that with the Snowsuit Black Widow that I love. But her hairstyle... I can't turn her head certain ways. That's the limitation. I'm waiting for a seamless Artisan Aquaman. Oh, that would be a good one. An Artisan Nurse Joker with the wig. Oh, look. Nurse Joker has been on my wish list for the longest time, and actually, Jackson Zhu showed a Nurse Joker head sculpt today on his social channel. So there's an unpainted option, and then there's a painted rooted hair version. And I think the painted rooted hair version was something like $800 US. So it's up there, but I think they're only making 5, so incredibly limited. The unpainted, I think, was $240. But the thing I loved about his was it had no neck, so you could put it on a seamless body, no problem. But yeah, Artisan Aquaman is another one. I think Jason Momoa, popular guy, and this is the thing, Aquaman too. Like they made that, they announced a Black Manta, right? But no Aquaman. Like, I could see people picking that up. If they did an Artisan Aquaman, I could totally see people going for that. Chat, I have to run due to a meeting that I need to attend for my new job. New job! Congrats, Carlos. I'll catch the replay a bit later and circle back with you. Thank you for being here, Carlos. Appreciate you. And in Carlos's words, drop me a like if you're so inclined. We've gone up, so I guess the Jazz Inc. loyalists heard I was talking about them. Hey, how you doing? Not looking to start a war. We all collect what we like. They should 2.0 Qui-Gon with the artisan hair. Is that Star Wars Ra's al Ghul? Is it? Isn't it? I'm just out to upset everyone tonight. Artisan Avengers 1 Black Widow is my favorite version of her. Also Captain America's first Avengers suit. Well, we'll get to Captain America the Winter Soldier, but yeah, that first Avengers suit is very cool. Like, even the which one is it? Is it the rescue suit that came with like the sort of brown leather jacket? I think there's a lot of Cap figures that might upset people, but I think a lot of them could benefit from that 2.0 treatment. There's a lot that they could do. But yeah, that first Avengers suit is very cool. A speedier production process always comes with increased probability of QC issues. Yeah, it does. But this is the thing, right? Like, I get that, but if you're doing a batch system, and I guess I feel this way more about InArt, like, InArt was all about, we're doing the batches because QC is important and, we want to make sure it's all going out the door perfectly. But people have been waiting for, like, the Batman and Spider-Man, Superman for the longest time. And it's not coming perfect. So if they were rushing them out and there was issues, but not taking 6 to 9 months and there's still problems, like, that's kind of what concerns me a little bit. Hi Helen, greetings from cold Chicago. How you doing, Blurred Dad Life? I'm in hot and humid Perth, so I am jealous. Like, Carlos was here earlier telling me about the cool weather in New Jersey, and I was a little bit jealous about that. So I think we can all agree, Mr. Knight, we think he's a winner. Good luck to people going for that artisan. I have my fingers crossed that you get it if you so desire. And guys, more Star Wars. 2 Star Wars things in one episode. Like, I'm just absolutely spoiling you. Because we've got Plo Koon. I don't know what that is, but I was talking to Darth Allison and she said, well, if they're going to make Plo Koon, it better have the gauntlets. And I said, okay, well, thankfully they're giving you the gauntlets. So Star Wars creatures, again, I know they do a pretty good job with these. I saw a lot of them at Secret Base and they all looked very impressive. So this guy's coming out in Star Wars. I think it's the biggest line that they've released for figures. It was certainly the most they had on display at Secret Base. And you're getting quite a bit with this guy. You've got a couple of different outfit looks. You've got the gauntlets, USB lightsaber, which I know people like. And it's the little things, because I even love things like having the swap out sticker for the base. That's something that they did with the Robert Pattinson Batman. They gave you a couple of different display base options. And I think it's a cheap thing to do, but it's something that I think can just add that little 1% that makes people really happy. So this guy's coming out. What's he from? I don't know. I'm just letting you know what's happened. It is what it is. Agree with Bob Dylan on Qui-Gon. Is that Liam Neeson? Am I right? Is he Star Wars Ra's al Ghul? Hello Roast Chicken headband looks cool. Yeah, I mean, some of these things look a bit, some of the Star Wars creatures men's look a bit, what is it, my tiny freeloader? Sure, he's here complaining about, I don't know what, but I can always hear her. You guys can't hear her, but I always think it's hilarious when she comes in and starts chatting away to me. So this guy's coming out. I don't know much more than that. Yes, Liam Neeson. Yes, I know stuff. You are right. Amazing. So Star Wars Ra's al Ghul it is. So I think this is my last slide. And I ended on what I think was one of the biggest things of the week. And I said to you guys last week, because there were some people when I showed the Steve Rogers going, hope they do Bucky. And I was like, there's no world where they don't do Bucky. I feel like Captain America Winter Soldier is a lot of people's favorite Marvel movie. I know it's my favorite Marvel movie. I think a lot of people love it. It was the 10-year anniversary this year. And I think a lot of people have wanted a 2.0 for Bucky. So this to me looks like rooted hair, which is exciting. Is this going to be an Artisan? I hope there's an Artisan. But I also hope there's a standard release. This better not be we're just doing an Artisan and that's it. No more. Like, so many people want a 2.0. So many people have had issues with that suit. I think as well, people will want a new Bucky that's going to scale better to the new Steve. So Howie Claus, like, give us a standard release as well as the rooted. Because you know what I'm thinking, guys? Like, if the 6 scale toupees, like the Battinson one I showed you last week, become a thing, if the sculpted Bucky has the swap out hair like the original does, maybe someone makes a little 6 scale toupee for it and you get the best of both worlds. You can have sculpted and rooted. Like, I still think that toupee thing is an ingenious product. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's on the 1/6 Kit website. There's a company that's done like a rooted hair piece for the Hot Toys Battinson. There's 2 different styles. I think it's about $130 US, which I feel is very reasonably priced for rooted hair. And I think it has the potential to be a little bit of a game changer. So I think this could be one as well. If there's a standard release, maybe they do a hair piece for Bucky as well, and you can have the best of both worlds. So this was an exciting announcement, and I'll be honest with you guys. Like, I know with the Dark Knight Rises, I was very stubborn about 2.0s, but I do love Captain America Winter Soldier, and I'm now at the point where I'm like, give us a 2.0 of Nat and Sam. Give us Sam with seamless arms. Give us Sam with wings that have better articulation, because the wings of the 1.0 versus the 2.0, and even now the Captain America, the Civil War and Captain America Falcons have like amazing wing articulation. Like, I would love that original look for Falcon with wings that articulate better. Like, the way I've had to sort of position them up to fit in a DTOF, I don't particularly love. And then Natasha, like, I love that look for her. I'd love them to revisit that sculpt and address that dead eye stare. And if you had, you know, the rolling eyeballs or something, that gives you a bit more option. You know, again, like the way that paint applications have progressed since that time, I'd love to see them tackle those 4. And maybe that first Avengers suit, like, as I say, for me, if they make all 4, I feel like I'm in. So Bucky, I'm hoping we get both an Artisan and a standard release, because justice for Bucky, as people would say, right? Can't wait to get that Unreal head for the 89 Keaton. Oh, cool. I think I've seen some pictures of that. It looks really nice. Bucky, fire. Yeah, Bucky is fire. Winter Soldier's top 3 Avengers movie for me. Yeah, I love it. It is literally my favorite. Oh, goodness. So Shuri likes to bring me gifts, and she's just brought in some kind of bug. I don't know what it is. I'm hoping it's something that can't sting or bite her. It's like flapping around. Godchild, what are you doing? I don't even know what it is. Oh, cool, and it can fly. So that's great, because then it will perch up somewhere and she will get upset. So life with a cat, everyone, and a cat that you let in your room when you stream. RSVP for Winter Soldier's up on Sideshow. Yeah, I'm worried this is just going to be an Artisan release, and I really hope it's not. I hope we get a standard as well. Black Widow's opening line in Winter Soldier's classic. Well, I love the dynamic between Steve and Nat in this movie as well. Like, I loved them as a combo in this movie. So, yeah, have them in a detox. I love them. And yeah, it is literally, I never get sick of watching that movie. I just love it. Sorry I missed the live stream. I'll catch the replay. Thanks for keeping Fridays alive for us. Thanks, the Bro Collector. Appreciate you dropping in for a comment. I'll keep going for a little bit. I've got She-Hulk coming next week, hopefully, so you'll get at least one more live stream from me. But as I said, if people want me to keep going on Fridays till Collectors Unite reemerges, let me know. The time works for me, so I don't mind hopping on and we can chat figure news. And if I've got something, I can unbox it. We'll see. Ha ha ha, cats, right? I'm just nervous because, sorry, I'm going off topic. Like, when Shuri was a little kitten, she had this real thing with bees. Like, she got stung, like, by bees 3 times. And do you know what's expensive? Taking your cat 3 times to the vet because they've been stung by a bee. So I get a little bit nervous, and thankfully we've gone, like, 2 years without any bee incidents. But that thing was just making this noise, and I don't know if that was just its wings. But I'm just like, I find all kinds of things in the house later on because Shuri's got a cat door and she can just bring me lovely gifts, which I'll toast to. Cheers, Shuri. Thanks, mate. Don't be jealous. It's negative 14 Celsius. Oh, wow. Celsius in Illinois. Wow. I have never been anywhere that cold, so I don't know what that would even be like. So, my goodness. Keep this going. Your stream is great. Part start of my working day. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Well, people keep watching. More people keep watching and commenting. So people are finding me. I'm assuming they're enjoying it because why else would you watch? I don't know. I don't watch people I don't enjoy. Helen 3 times. Has she learned her lesson after the first time? Look. No, she was very little the first time, bless her. And it's funny because the first time it happened, I didn't know what happened. So it was like a Sunday. So I took her to like an emergency vet because I was like, what has happened? Because she just had one normal paw and one gigantic paw. She was otherwise fine. At least she's always done these when I'm home. The second time, I was like, oh, you're kidding. So I took her to a local vet. And then the third time, I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And the third time, it was with the vet that also saw her the second time. And she was like, oh, hopefully she learns. But she took sympathy on me the third time. And this is what gets me. Like, I paid all this money to go to the vet. And then on the third time, she's like, yeah. Oh, God, I don't even know what she's doing. Yeah, if this happens again, give her like half a Zyrtec. I'm like, are you kidding me? I could have bought like a $10 packet of Zyrtec and given her half a Zyrtec instead of paying all this money to vets. And I mean, she's lucky she's cute. Excuse me. I'm going to try to distract my child who wants to kick acrylic and be a menace because acrylic's expensive. Shuri. She's not falling for it. She's too smart. Oh, no. Oh, this kiddo. It's the joys of a live stream, right? She might be down to 6 slides. Well, mate, she might be down to less after this stream because if that acrylic is scratched, I reckon that bug's gone under my garage display and she's trying to get her paw underneath it. Bless her heart. Does she have her front claws? She has all of her claws. She has all of her claws. Shuri is untouched, except by the bees. Anyway, wow, we went so off track. Sorry about that, guys. Things that don't expect will happen. Your cat brings in a live bug during your stream. It's amazing. Sounds like a potential catastrophe. Yeah, right. And it's funny because whenever I took her to the vet, it was like, oh, she's so cute. And I'd be like, do you want her? No, I would never give her away. I like her too much. So I think we can all agree Bucky, amazing. Fingers crossed for a standard release, but I don't know. We've just had a teaser and an RSVP on Sideshow, so not a lot of info to go on, but I am excited by this and I am hopeful we'll get Nat and Sam as well 2.0. That would be amazing. Better question, would you get a 6-scale Shuri the cat? Probably. Because it's got to be better than my 6-scale Goose the cat. And then I could put her with Captain Marvel and have a better cat. Shuri's got quite an interesting coat, lots of colours. So, yeah, I mean, I probably would. Crazy cat lady. So, guys, that's the end of my slides. And amazingly, only took about an hour, which is incredible because normally I feel like that takes me a lot more time to get through. So, if Shuri's okay. No, she's not, but we're going to press on because I feel like this is going to take a bit of time. Batman 89 Deluxe in the house. We're going to unbox this. This box is huge. It is literally bigger than the box that the Bat Cycle came in. So the Bat Cycle I unboxed last week is narrower than this, about the same height. I would say it's about on par with like a quarter scale figure. Like it's huge, and I'm guaranteeing it's because of that diorama base, which I'm really excited about. The diorama base is going to live with the 89 Batmobile and the DX9. And the new Keaton Batman is going to go in my 89 to 97 display. So it's here. There could potentially be another one on the way from Pop Culture. I don't know. I thought it was absolutely crazy that I got sent another number and invoice. So quick look at the box. Got the nice logo. This is a bit all the typical legal stuffs. More of the same. So this is going to be fun working out space with this guy. So 2 ticks. I'm just going to take the cover off. So this is all I got to. When I opened it, I just try not to get the reflection there. I just looked through there, and I love that this kind of looks like the vault. I think it's better on this side. The shape of the cutout, it kind of looks like the vault in the Batcave, which I thought was cool. It's the little things, as I like to say. Batman Deluxe. We've got a print which shows like some of the different weapons that he comes with, so that's nice. Not just a plain box. And the same as what we had on the other side. So oh, Shuri. I normally open these on the bottom, so let's see how we go. So, trusty box cutter lives in this room now because I'm always here unboxing stuff with you guys. I've just become a shopaholic. Sorry. Probably not great viewing, but anyway. My goodness, it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's the diorama that is a lot because, like, look how deep this is. I probably should have thought my space out a bit better. I always feel like that during the streams, like space and where I am is not my friend. Oh, finally you played with your toy. That's nice. DX, I kind of wish I got the DX set. Yeah, I mean, I know a few people didn't cause of the diorama and space. I guess it just depends. Like, I planned my garage shelf around popping the gargoyle in there. So I'm hoping the measurements on Sideshow were accurate because that is literally what I set the height at for that shelf. So fingers crossed. Hell yeah, let's go. Love, love, love mine, as you can see in my avatar. Yeah, I mean, oh my God, this reminds me. I think it was Tiny Art Guy last week. He asked me a really awesome question, which was, what's your favorite 6-scale head sculpt? And it took me by surprise. And then after the stream, I was like, you fool, Jack Nicholson Joker. So I take back my answer. Jack Nicholson Joker, I think, is the best head sculpt that I have. Gonna need a bigger desk. It's long. And I have other stuff here, so it's just... I keep saying I'll relook at my setup, and do I? No. I then just complain about it on the stream. Alright. So I'm going to try to tackle this. Give me a tick. My goodness. So yeah, you can see that most of it is diorama base. My goodness. The diorama base is gigantic. Gigantically cool though. I'm going to start with the diorama base because that feels like a logical thing to do. Because everything else is kind of... Oh wow, look at this. No wonder it was hard. So the figure and its stuff is like in this like tiny clamshell. And then the diorama needs all this. So yeah, if space is... Oh, look at her. She's depressed. She's depressed because she lost her bug. Sorry, kiddo. You'll find it. She might find it dead tomorrow, but that happens a lot in this house. It's normally Helen finding stuff dead that Cherie's brought in. Look at that smiling face. Well, I hope I was smiling. I was also trying not to drop or break something while I was trying to pull that honking bit of plastic away from the clamshell. So, instructions, which if you've watched any of my live boxings, you know I'm a fan of instructions. Let's see if the instructions have anything poignant to tell us. But I'm going to start off with that diorama base. I feel like that's a good place to start. So what do they want to tell us? There's just a warning about excessive bending and posing of the figure. There's a warning about temperature and humidity. They tell us about the rolling eyeballs. They've got individual controls, which is great. I hate when it was that one little thing and it controlled both eyes and it felt like one eye would do what it wanted and the other one would comply with what you had in mind. Interchangeable lower face plates, which we know. There's the cape has the poles, so you can do that kind of spread out pose with bats. And it has some bendable wires for posing. I'll be interested to see that cape. I know with my DX9, which is there, I've got a custom cape. And I feel like I might put that custom drape cape on this one and get a wired cape for the DX9. That's what I'm feeling I might do. It just talks about the weapons. We've got some info on the figure stand. Although this is interesting. Does it have two stands? Because this is like... That's like the old DX9 figure stand. I don't know that that comes with it. Does it have two stands? That would be interesting if it does. So the gargoyle attaches to the top. Or you can have your bat standing on the top if you're a brave poser. I don't think I'd be that brave of a poser. And it's just got some warnings. So the diorama base, you can have it, yeah, with or without the gargoyle. And then you've got little wooden pieces that can clip in. So after the bat cycle thing, I'm just going to keep this here handy in case we need to refer to it because, God, that was painful. The mirrors last week, my goodness. But we learnt about cafe style. What were they called? Cafe bikes? I've already forgotten. Sorry. I remembered the word cafe. Cafe riders, is that what they called? Oh, this is easy. If you could only keep one Batman figure in your collection, which would it be? It would be the QS1. 100%. Is that cheating for quarter scale? I don't know. But I feel like if I could only have one Batman, Christian Bale is my favorite Batman. And the reason why I picked that one is I think quarter scale figures have an extra level of detail. But also, I really love that it comes with the mask of the different villains. So I feel like if I only had that with the base and the masks, it's still representing the trilogy in a way. So yeah, QSO1. Like, if it was, it's a fire, you can only have one. The QSO1 is the one coming out of the burning blaze with me. Hot Toys needs to put the regular bases with every DX diorama. Yeah, I'm with you, Gilbert, and this is what I've always just not understood. Like, give us both. And that's what I liked with the base that came with the Pattinson Batman. The way they had it being quite modular is you got the standard base and you could include that with the diorama or use it on its own. So I would love them to do that. I don't have room to use a lot of diorama bases, so I'm very selective with the ones I get. But I think it would be a win-win because I always feel like a deluxe is going to hold its value a little bit more than a standard release, and maybe that's just me enabling myself, but that is how I feel. TJF, Polo Ralph Floren, welcome. Nice to see you in the chat. Friday flexing, why not? Friday the 13th flex. Same, Bale is my favorite Batman too, and the trilogy is amazing. The trilogy is amazing. Although it's Christmas is coming, and Batman Returns is my favorite Christmas movie, so I will be watching that soon. My goodness, this thing is gigantic. So, starting with the small things, we've got a little wooden post that goes into the base, and I'm not sure that this is... It looks really nice. Like, the paint looks nice. It looks a lot brighter. I think that's probably because of my ring light, but look at that. It's seriously... It looks like a broken bit of wood. Crotch grabber. I don't think the normal base comes in with it. I don't know why that instruction said that it did. Okay. Oh, it's all attached. So no, this instructions must be for both figures. So I'm not sure if the standard comes with the base like the DX9, but I thought this would be like in 2 pieces, but it's not. Ooh, she's beautiful. Okay, so the gargoyle has some pretty, like, decent size plug-in connection points. So that's cool, because I just wanted to get a sense of, like, well, how does it connect? So that's cool. They're pretty good. The gargoyle, look at that. Look at that. My goodness. The expression, the claws, the wings. It's even got some plastic there just to help it hold its shape. That looks sweet. You've just got so much like detail and texture in here. I love it. Well, the plastic just comes flying, but look. Look at that. Look at that guy. That looks gnarly. I love it. Don't need this, right? Chuck that in the box for room. Seriously, like, even there you can see like a spine. You can see, like, the painting on this is lovely. This is really nice. That's a nice piece. Good morning, Helen. Good morning. How you doing? I think this is... I'll show you the 2 pieces individually and then I'll put the whole thing together just because screen size and the whatnot. Batman Begins Soon is my favourite, but the figure needs upgrading. Will you get the Batcave monitor set if Hot Toys or Jazz Inc. makes it? Probably not because of space. I don't know that I would be able to accommodate it. Like, I know Bob has some Bat computers and they are very cool. So I don't think I would because I just don't know where I'd put it. Like, I know this will just fit in with the 89, but I don't, like, because when Hot Toys teased it, I was like, oh, I'd love that. But now that I've built the cabinet, I don't think I have the space for it. So I used to want it, but now I'm like, I don't think I could accommodate it in my collection. So not for me, sadly. But I'm gonna just take the comment off so we get a little bit more of the screen. So guys, this base just... It looks good. Seriously, like, the wood, it's painted really nicely. Like, the details on, like, the stone, that looks so nice. Sorry if I'm hitting the microphone. I'm doing my best. But you've got the details. Like, even there, you've got little... I'm going to hide behind it so it focuses. You've got... That's me rubbing the plastic. Apologies. It looks so nice. And we've got, like, a little silver plate. Can you read that? Probably not. It says Batman. Sorry, guys. The light is shining right into it. Not much I can adjust with that. But seriously, like, this is a really impressive diorama base. My goodness. This is nice. This is very nice. I'll have to put a photo on my Instagram when I pop it in with the Batmobile and the DX9 because it looks cool. It looks very cool. So is there a particular way this pegs in? So I'm just going to put everything in. So I've put in the little wooden plank. I won't worry about the crotch grabber. Get our gargoyle man back on. Is there a particular way he goes? He faces out like that, I think. She's discovered her toys now. She's having a little consolation play. Let me move the mic a bit. If you can't hear me, let me know. But I just want to try to give the base a little bit more room because it's amazing. Base looks dope. The base is amazing. Very nice. And it makes me excited because I did get the Returns Deluxe and that's got that little roof base that comes with like the swap out headpieces and I think that is cool as well. Don't know where I'm going to put that, but I just, again, as I say, if Deluxe is an option, it's what I'm getting. So it is substantial in size. I feel like I had a ruler in here. Do people want to know the measurements? If so, I can see if I've got that ruler. But seriously, this has presence. Seriously, this is another thing that if you seriously just had Keaton and this, that would be a lovely display. This is again where I'm like, I should have another camera, but I don't. But seriously, I don't know if that wood is coming off on screen as nice as it is, but that is just... It looks great. Seriously, and that gargoyle is just super impressive. And I love that with these dioramas, Hot Toys is being modular. And this was the same with the Batmanson one. You could use different elements, you could combine. And that's the thing. Like, if you've got a Detolf and you don't have room for this gargoyle, like, no problem. You clip him off. And then, yeah, like, there's the little holes at the top. But if this base is displayed like that, you can't see that. That's still a perfectly great diorama that you can use. And I've seen people use it in all different, like, perspectives. So, like, great for photography, great for your display. I'm just impressed with it. I'm very impressed. And this connection for the gargoyle, it does feel... Oh, look at this. And you can rotate the gargoyle. This spins. So you can have him however you want. Like if you want the gargoyle more looking down at your Batman, well, you can do that. Oh, that's cool. That's nifty. So yeah, on the picture, in the instructions, it had it sort of facing out like that. But you can have it however you want. This is brilliant. And I can see why this is selling out so quickly on Toy Anxiety, because this is amazing. I love it. And you've got the space in there for the crotch grabber. You can use it with or without. Do you know what I think would have been nice? I think it would have been nice if they gave you just like a little piece to plug in there if you don't want to use the crotch grabber. Like if they gave you like a little wooden piece or something that you could pop in there. Like I think that might have been nice. That's probably my one It's probably my one bit of feedback. I'm not even going to call it a criticism, but that is probably the one thing that I think would have made this like 1,000% perfect. But no, I think I can't wait to get this in the display. This is cool. Yeah, and I'm thinking, as I said, I'm thinking like a wide cape for the DX9 because, and this is what we're going to see, the texture on Batman, right? Like, how bad is it? Because that's why I keep thinking, like, do I use the drape cape on the new Batman? Because then you don't see much of the suit, and the texture, if it bothers me, won't bother me. And then with the DX09, I use a nice wide cape to show more of the suit. And send myself broke, because let's just buy all the things and be bankrupt for Christmas. That's my real goal in life. Love the enthusiasm, the base and box art, incredible. Well, the love of superheroes started with Batman 89, like literally. I used to rent that video from the video store so many times that my mum would just be like, I should just buy you the tape because I have paid for you to rent this that many times. And I'm like, please, that would be great. Kept my OG Batman. I would love to find that base. Yeah, I mean, I'm keeping both. Like, the OG's still great. Like, I have him with the Batmobile, and if I wasn't doing this 89 to 97 line, I don't know if I would have. Oh no, I'm saying I don't know. I probably would have bought it, but the new one I feel will scale better with the Val Kilmer Batman, so that's why I like having both of them. Base of the year, right? It's pretty good. 2 ticks. Again, nowhere to hide with these solo streams. But we're doing well for time. I'll have you guys in that sideshow queue in no time. So, base, amazing. If you're chasing it, good luck, because as I say, that thing goes up on Toy Anxiety and is gone in a flash. So it might be worth keeping an eye out on some of the other websites, like Black Op Toys sometimes has stuff, Monkey Depot sometimes has stuff. But I laugh because it's the kind of thing that in a year, if you go to Hong Kong, you might just find it sitting in a box in a store. Like I found the Battinson base just sitting in a big box of bases. And I bought it for $30 Australian, which I thought was an absolute steal. So I'm just going to pop instructions back in here. But yeah. I can't remember exactly what the price difference was between the standard and the deluxe. But I feel like that base is very worth the money. So, much more space friendly for the stream. Batman itself. It's so funny, that box, and this is my thing, right? Like, because I've bought so many bulky things this year, like space is becoming an issue. Like the 89 box is still there. I've got Anthony at Figure Posing Channel trying to convince me to throw out all my boxes, but I cannot. I cannot. As much as I try to... I've deleted. I've thrown out duplicate boxes because there's sometimes I have 2 of one figure. But yeah, I feel like maybe like my original Avengers boxes, I should throw them out because I think the value on them is shot anyway, so who cares? But we'll see. Superman 78 and Batman 89 are the cornerstone of my introduction and love of superheroes. Yeah, they're classics, right? I did see the Superman, and I don't know, like, as unrealistic as superhero movies really are, I don't know. I was just like, oh, man who flies. No, but Batman, I'm like, sure, millionaire guy who can just take everyone out. That's believable to young Helen. No. All right. I'm just going to try to open this clamshell because the one downside of this is everything's just on the one layer, and that's what I loved about Pattinson. He had a separate little bit of the clam or plastic that sat on top and had all of the accessories, whereas everything is just like loose now. So where do we start? So as is typical, oh, let's drop them. We got hands. All figures need hands. I don't remember those silver little dots from the hands. Are they all like that? Do they all have silver dots? They all do. Okay. I don't know if the DX9 is like that. That'll be interesting to compare. Yeah, he's got 2 hands with fists on him, and then he comes with 6 additional hands, which is cool. Argentina, hello. I had Peru the other week. Now I've got Argentina. Wow. I'm stoked. You got to get that Unreal sculpt for that figure. Maybe. I should do a lot of things, but I don't know. If I've got to then custom everything, like, why did I buy the figure? What case are you putting the 89 Batman in? So this new one's going to go into this glass cabinet in my 89 to 97 display. But the gargoyle base is going in the garage display because I want to use that as a background piece to the Batmobile and the DX9. So that's the plan. So let's get into accessories that are not hands. And we've got Vicky's shoe, of course. Interesting accessory. Am I going to use it? Probably not. I wonder if you could put this on a female figure. I've got no idea, but it is there. That typical little tool that you use. There's nothing incredibly interesting about that. What else do we have? Just got the 2 poles that you can put into the cape if you want to have the cape spread out. Not something I would do just for space. But if you got room to do it, I'm sure that would look amazing. I'm going to try to take this out carefully. Didn't succeed. So we've got the Batarang that's on the string, and the string was nicely rolled up in the box, and I was trying to maintain that roll, but did I? No. So that's quite a nice long... I would have that at about 30 centimeters, which I think is a foot. Roughly a foot. But yeah, that's cool. I think it's plastic. I don't think it's metal, but got our first Batarang. Only Batarang, okay. Just trying to put everything back in as I found. This string is going to be a pain, so I'll worry about that later. Does anybody use this weapon? Anybody? They always include it, but I legit wonder if anybody uses it. I've never felt inclined to want to use that with one of my Batman figures. Do you have the Mars Toys Mr. W? Yeah. He's there with Alfred. I changed the settings on my camera so the things I hold up focus more because I felt like they didn't. And now I feel like my figures in the background are not as in focus. But no, I did get that. I originally was a bit, do I, don't I? And then when the Alfred turned out as good as it did, I was like, Alfred needs Bruce. So I got Bruce as well, and really happy with both of them. So let's show some more weapons. Well, some of these things are a bit tricky to get out. So this one, which we got with the DX9 as well. Ooh, let's not drop stuff, Helen. Goodness. Trying to hold things up, and these move a little bit. Not sure if you're meant to move them, but you can if you want to. So yeah. So it feels like a lot of these accessories are very similar to the DX9. Yeah, even the grappling gun is in 2 parts. So that's that. So we got the little grappling gun there. That's cool. Trying not to drop stuff. That's upside down. Sorry. There's a lot of bits and pieces, like little bits and pieces. So I'm going to do my best. Am I going to know all the names to these things? I don't. If you know what they are, you tell me. So we've got this little... God, holding these things up is a bit... So we got this little... This is... I don't think this came with the DX9. It's just got some zeros and ones. Some kind of computer little accessory. Not quite sure. Don't think you can see the numbers on there. Just zeros and ones. No, I haven't tried to use that accessory. I don't think I've ever seen anybody use that accessory. It is very odd. The shoe is huge. It is. It's like She-Hulk size. Like, seriously. I feel like when I get She-Hulk, I want to put this shoe next to her foot to see how they compare lengthwise, because it is quite gigantic. Get the Jackson cape as well. Yeah, cape I will do. My 89 has that drape cape is a Jackson one, so I think I'm debating maybe getting a wide one so then I can have them looking a little bit different. So, I like the battle damage blood mouth plate. Yeah, I saw that. I was waiting till I got it in hand before I decided if I needed a mouth plate or not, because I don't know. I like to just make my own conclusions. So we've got, God, these are tiny, like little remote thingy, which is very hard to see. It's got a little Batman logo on it, which is the second silver thing, which I don't know that you guys can really see well. Sorry. I'm trying. But yeah, again, I don't know that people are using that. God. These accessories are going to get me. Then we've got the tiny little star. We've got two of these. Little Bat Ninja stars. And then what else do we have? Just a little plastic clip. I'm not entirely sure what that's for. I'm sure the instructions will tell me. Then we've got three of these little... That's probably a better way to do it. They're pointy. Wow, there's no easy way to hold these things. Sorry, guys. So we've got three of these little... I don't know, dart things. I don't even know what you'd call them. Like, this is where the people who knew that there was like 6 stitches between Catwoman's eyes, like they would know what every one of these things is called, or I'm like, I don't know, the dart thing. So we have some mouth plates, and look, my first impression is the skin texture does feel a little bit dark. I'm not gonna lie, it does feel a little bit too tanned. So we've got the neutral one. It's got a little bit of teeth on it, but I don't know if it's just my lighting looking at it close up. But I feel like this is a little bit dark. Yeah, he feels a little bit suntanned. But I think the old plates work with this, am I right? I feel like I saw that in someone's video that they said you can interchange. And then you've got the blood effect one. That does look pretty cool. But again, they do feel like... Because that's the thing with the Mars toys, Mr. W. Like, he feels very pale. So I'm not sure how well it would match to have this next to the Mars Toys one, because when I saw the Batman Returns tuxedo Michael Keaton, like the skin on that one felt a lot darker than the Mars Toys one. So it's a challenge getting things to match. Yep. Okay, should fit. Awesome. So I have that. So options are great. So let's get Batman out here. We've been through all the accessories. I'm going to have fun trying to wind that string up later. There's like hand pegs, but you all know what they look like, so I'm not going to bother with those. So he's wedged in very securely. Oh, okay. Well, that was fun because the cape was like in the whole bit. And now the rods have gone flying. And the batarang, excuse me. Wow, everything went flying. Authentic unboxing, everyone. Don't make the mistakes I make. Wow. Like, seriously, things just went flying. It's fine. It'll be fine. Plastic bits. All the plastic bits. Oh, this cape material feels quite interesting. It, how can I describe it? This might sound silly. I feel like the original one was very, like leather or plasticky feeling and felt very thick. And while this is thick, it has more of a material feel to it. So, is it an amazing cape? Probably not, but the fabric feels nice. We've got wires on either side. We've got, I feel like it's 4 wires. So we've got here and then we've got 2 at the back. So this is Bats. So I'm going to hide behind him. Hopefully that helps him focus. This suit is interesting because, and I guess this is the thing, everyone went on about the texture. And do I feel the texture is more pronounced than the DX9? I do. But does it bother me? No. Not really. And I don't know if this is just that I'm not as fussy as other people. The thing I find interesting is it does feel like there's a little bit of room between the outfit and the legs. So I'm guessing that's going to give you a bit more like articulation. Like I'm getting like a nice knee bend from the guy, which I feel like with the other suit, it would fight movement. Whereas having this little bit of space between the suit and the body, like even the arm, like that's holding up quite nicely. I don't feel like the DX09 really holds. So for a Batman suit, that's like a nice, like that's I feel like that's a very good amount of bend for a Batman suit. So it's quite interesting. Because when I felt around the knees, I was like, oh, hang on, this feels a bit like there's a bit of space. That's the only way I can describe it. Because I feel like normally when you push into a Batman suit, you're not feeling space. But it gives it articulation, which is like where we say, oh, it can't pose. But this, like, I think that's a big positive for these Batman suits, which have been so restrictive, to have that posability. Like, I think that's a good thing. That's a positive development. But seriously, like, I feel like this always happens. I feel like people make a fuss about something and then I get it in hand and I'm like, what was the drama? Why were they so upset? I'm gonna just pop the cape around him to give you a bit more of a look at Bats. But I don't know. Do you have this? Like, I feel like the lights probably make the texture look stronger than what it is, but in hand, it doesn't bother me. I was prepared to be like, oh my god, I hate this, but I like it. And even like this neutral sculpt, I quite like. Can we focus on Mickey, please? Yeah, I feel like the lights hitting it makes it look more pronounced. Because for me, when I took it out and looked at it, and I did try to take a moment to go, what does this look like? How do I feel? I'm not particularly bothered about this bit of extra texture. And even with the torso, again, I feel there's space there. Oh, and there's a ratchet. So I just couldn't click it much, but I could click it forward once. And it does have a bit of articulation, like more than the original one does. So that's interesting. I mean, I do like the texture on the other one better, but I don't think this is the, oh my god, this is, you know, a travesty. I'm quite happy with this. The boots look really cool. I'll, it's not really much to see on the back of the suit, to be honest, but yeah, the cape, as I say, the capes always need futzing, right? Like, that's a Hot Toys cape, and I think they've come a long way with a lot of things, but capes is still not something they excel in. And I'll be honest, like, I thought the cape that came with Valkyrie was pretty nice, but Batman capes have not been a strong point for them. The Battinson cape, I have to say, the motorcycle one with the extra wires, I think that has potential. I haven't mucked around with it yet. But it's just, I guess it feels like it's a lot of material, and maybe this is where with the wires you could have the cape coming back on itself, but I think it's an improvement on the original, but I can still see myself going and getting like a drape cape from Jackson Shoe. But seriously, like, I'm not bothered with this texture thing. Like, people calling it like avocado Batman or whatever they were calling it. Like, I don't think it's that bad, guys. Helen, I feel your pain. There's so many wonderful but small accessories with this figure, right? Like, one of the stars is somewhere in this box, and it's, yeah, I don't know why, but it just felt like it was a lot to get that cape out. I think because there's, like, plastic stuck to the back of the clamshell, so I wasn't entirely sure what I was doing, but, it'll be around. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And this is fine. This is fine. There's nothing wrong with this, I don't think. I think if you're, you know, harsh lights, like, as I say, when I held this up to the ring light, I feel like the texture is standing out more than when I'm looking at him. But honestly, I'm pretty happy with him. And I feel pretty happy with that neutral face sculpt as well. Like, I'm not, like, is it a little bit maybe tanner than I would have liked it to be? Sure. But I'm not going, oh my god, this is a travesty, I've got to run out and get a new one. Good morning, Helen. Happy collectors, happy Friday. I'm getting all the double L's today. Hello, Philly. How you doing? I'm getting all the bonus letters in my name. I was disappointed when I saw the blogger pics of Avocado Batman, but I learnt to reserve judgment till I have it in hand. This is the biggest thing I say, Anthony. I feel like such a broken record because I just use the blogger photos as an indicative sign of the figure's out, and I look for posing inspiration because honestly, sometimes those blogger photos just don't do justice, and I just feel like too many times blogger photos have come out, people have had an uproar, and then I've gotten the figure and I'm like, oh wait, wasn't there controversy about this? Like, what was that controversy? I'm not entirely sure. Because Endgame Hawkeye is the one I always use as the example. Like, people absolutely trash that head sculpt. And when I got it, I was looking at it going like, I think this is really good. Like, I often am like, am I just are my standards just not as high as everyone else? Is everyone just like super critical? Like, I'm not entirely sure wherein lies the difference in what I see and what other people are seeing. So I don't understand the criticisms. Nice or great figure, my top 10 this year. Good tip, if you want that cape seamless look, I take off the hands, gauntlets, and place his shoulders on his back. The cape will drape better. I'm not quite sure I get what you mean. As in, like, you kind of put the cape over the shoulders and then clip the head back on the top? Is that what you mean, Philly? Because I have seen some people do the over-the-shoulder look for the cape, which I do think can help with some of the bulkiness, because immediately if you see, like, I haven't put the cowl over the top of it, but you can use the inner wire here to kind of shape it and have it looking better. And that's the nice thing with having the 4 wires, is if you bring these 2 exterior ones back, you've still got these wires that you can then use for a new sort of outside, and that allows you to shape the cape and get it a bit more sort of form-fitting to him. So, as I say, I feel like if you futzed around with it, you could probably get it looking good, but it still feels like a lot of material. It still feels like it's a bit bulky on the old cape. I love him with the 89 Joker in the base. Looks so cool. I know some people have done some really great poses, but one of my favorite poses is Anthony from Figure Posing Channel. He posed the Joker and Batman, and the Joker was like on the bonnet of the Batmobile, like kind of in battle, in a bit of a fight with Batman, and that looks amazing. If I wasn't doing this display, I would have my Joker and Batman posed up with that, because I just thought that was brilliant. What's up, everyone? May need to pick this figure up. Past initially, but in-hand videos, the suit looks much better. Look, I'm happy with this. Like, I was prepared for anything because everyone had spoken about the texture, and yes, I think the mouth plates potentially are a little bit too dark in the skin texture, but the suit, I like it. And as I was showing before, the suit has a little bit of space between the body and the suit, and like the articulation I can get on this, like, that's an impressive amount of elbow bend. That's an impressive amount of knee bend for this kind of a suit. And even there was a little bit of it feels like there's a ratchet in the torso, so I can sort of click that back and forward a couple of bits. So I think you're gonna get a lot more posability out of this than the DX9. So sorry, I always hit the microphone. I think he's good, and that diorama base is just a work of art. I just absolutely love it. I do love how some people do the like one over the shoulder look for the cape. But yeah, I don't know. A drape cape, a wide cape. I need to work out what I want to order, because I will get a custom cape. The texture is not that big of a deal in hand. Yeah, I don't think so either, Carl. This is my thing. I think, because I know for me, like when I take photos in my cabinet, the lighting to my eye and the lighting to my phone or a camera is 2 different things. And people who use harsh lights, white backgrounds, whatever, it's going to look a lot more exaggerated, I think. But to me, as I say, it feels more pronounced than the DX9, but it's not as bad as how I thought it was. And I feel like some of the footage I've seen really exaggerated it more than what it is. But seriously, like even around the cowl, like I don't think it's bad. As I say, the skin on the mouth might be a little bit too dark, but like I can live with that. If you want the classic Batman silhouette with the cape completely covering him, I hide his shoulders on his back. Like a dark side pose helps cape drape better and prevents the gauntlets from damaging. Oh, that's fair enough. Yeah, I have to be honest. The gauntlets are a bit sharp. There is a warning in the instruction book about the gauntlets and being careful about the sharp bits and pieces, but yeah. As I say, my biggest thing is, while it's an improvement, it's the cape. The cape is the thing that I'm going, that's the one thing that I 100% go, yeah, I think I need to change the cape out. But the face plates, I don't know, because what I will do is see how it looks in my display. So how does it look with the Kilmer? How does it look with the Mr. W? And I'll take it from there. I'm just going to try to pop bats on the stand. Shuri's still looking for a mate, bless her little heart. I don't know if you guys can see my little munchkin down there. Looking for her. Looking for her prize. You'll find it, Shuri. So the figure, it's a bit of a snug fit on this base. There isn't a huge amount of spare room about him. But you know what is a good thing about the diorama base is you can kind of use the space behind the figure to bunch the cape a bit behind him and deal with some of that excess fabric. So that's a bonus, right? Are you getting modern suit Batman? Not at this stage. Because space is becoming an issue for me, particularly even with this She-Hulk I bought. I don't really know exactly where I'm going to put her, but I found her and wanted it. So I don't know, because even that Supergirl, I feel like if they have improved the head sculpt, I feel like I'll be tempted to get that as well, but I don't know. Just got some people chatting. That's always cool. So hopefully I can do this some justice. Oh, hide the comment. Guys, look at this. I'm sorry. This is beautiful. Look, Shuri. Look at Batman. And I love you can even rotate the gargoyle. That's so freaking cool. Like, this is a display in itself, and this is what I love. Like, the right character, a nice diorama. If you don't have a lot of space for a collection, you can still have such an impactful display with, like, a favorite character, a diorama, or a key accessory. It just fits perfectly on there. I love it. I absolutely love it, guys. Seriously. No complaints from me. Like, I'm happy collector. I have ordered some decals so I can get a more space-friendly base for this guy and this collection and the rest of those figures. But seriously, like, I'm thinking a wired cape, because could you imagine, like, nice wide custom cape with the cape sort of, you know, how people pose with the cape just flowing, and like, that would look brilliant. I think that's how I want it next to my Batman. So I'm going to use the DX9, but I think a nice wide cape that shows off a bit more of the suit and has that bit of visual interest. Like, what more do you want? Like, I think this is great. This is so good. This diorama is just impressive. But I have to say, it's very big, but it's not as heavy as my full team creation diorama. My goodness, that thing is about 1 kilo. And it's nowhere near as big as this. So, like, you can tell this is like a plastic, but sturdy, painted really nicely. The details on the gargoyle and even like the sculpt of its head, like, it is very cool. Very cool. And it's funny because I don't have the lights on in this room, so when I stream I just have my cabinet lights and the ring light. So I will be interested to see in, like, normal room lighting, like, how do I feel? Do I still feel like the faceplate is too dark? I'm not sure. We'll see, but let me just... Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll feel differently, but out of the box, like, my genuine first impression, I'm really happy with it. As I say, the face does feel like it maybe is a tone too dark. The cape is an improvement, but it's still not up to like a Tony May or a Jackson Zhu level. Like, it's just not. And I know other people make capes, but they're the two custom people that I've bought capes from, so they're the only ones whose quality that I can kind of speak to. So I've got a Tony May cape, I've got a few Jackson capes. And I know they've both been big improvements on the Hot Toys ones that I've had. So he's good, but as I say, an improved articulation. Like, I'm genuinely surprised by how much bend I can get in the elbows, in the knees. There's a bit of torso crunch in there. Like, these are improvements. These are all things that the DX9, like, I feel like every time I tried to lift its arm up, the suit would just fight it back down. So it's a win, guys. I think it's a win. New cape, and I'll be super happy with him. I just hope that diorama fits in my garage display. Sideshow measurements, please have been accurate, because I will be very upset if they were not. Where was I up to in the chat? She-Hulk goes on your desk front and center as 2024 figure of the year. Well, I'm very keen to get that. As I say, like, I was stalking the pop culture website to find it. So I was stunned and amazed when it came in stock, and I didn't have to think twice. I got it. So I'm keen to I was thinking of doing a bit of a ranking of my 2024 purchases, because Lord knows I bought a lot of things this year. And I don't know if I'll do that as a video or a live stream. Like, maybe I could do that as like my last live stream of the year. I could rank the figures I've bought in some kind of order. But it's hard, because even things like Alfred and Bruce from Mars Toys, like, they're guys in suits, but they're done really well. So, like, there's some stuff that you have to rank low, but there's nothing I've bought this year that I've been disappointed with. And it's a year that I bought a lot of stuff. Like, I bought, I would say, more than a figure a month, which is a lot for me. Like, I've got this collection over a long period of time. So, I genuinely, third party, Hot Toys, everything I've bought this year, I've been so happy with. This looks so sick with the base. Like, seriously, I'm so glad I got the DX. Seriously, it's beautiful. I'm happy with it. And as I said, like, the returns base, which I think is probably a little bit more space friendly for people. I don't know how I'm going to use that in my display, but I also think that's super cool. Not as grand and elaborate as this, but we can't have too many grand, elaborate display bases. Looks great, well done, great figure. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. Like, the Battinson was really good as well. Like, this is amazing. Like, everything I've picked up lately has just been so good. Friday streams are great, thank you. Early morning with 6 Shira and late night with How You Figure, two of the most down-to-earth collectors. Oh, How You Figure, okay. I'll have to check out your channel then, because you're new to me. So I will check you out afterwards. Because I've said this a million times. I feel like I've broken record at times, so tell me if I'm repeating myself too much. But I am on a mission to find new people to follow, whether that's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So either now or in the replay, like, who are you watching and enjoying? Like, I don't want to hear the usual people. Like, I know who they are. I want new people, smaller channels, different people from different parts of the world. Like, I'm really trying to watch and support people that are doing new things, different things. And I think just maybe controversial, being just genuine. Like, I don't really want to watch a video of someone I think is just like a brand ambassador. Like, it's just not of interest to me. So, How You Figure, I'm going to check you out later. Looking forward to that, because as I say, I want to give my watch time to people that I feel have worked, like, given something of value to the community. And where I get to the end, I'm like, wow, I really feel like I got something out of that. It's not like, oh, this is just a copy and paste of everyone else. The cape reminds me of the Begins cape. Yeah, look. Oh, yeah, oh, God. You know what? This one is actually, not that it's great, but I'd say it's better than the Begins cape. Because I feel like, while there's a lot of material, because it's got the extra wires, like, it's got the 4 wires, I feel like you can mold this one a bit more. And if you futz around with enough, maybe you can get this looking a bit better. But yeah, my Begins figure, that's why I've got him in the First Night Out look, because I just, yeah, as much as I like the Begins suit, I just, yeah. I just think the First Night Out look looks way better for that figure. Definitely top 5 figure. Yeah, I think so. I think so. And this diorama is just... I just keep wanting holding it up so I can keep looking at it. It's just a beautiful piece. Like, very happy. But my goodness, what am I going to do with this box now, guys? Like, seriously. Where you see that mirror, this is just like a built-in wardrobe. And my whole thing was, anything you buy, the boxes need to be contained in this room. Hence why the Batmobile box has been there for 2 months. Because where am I putting that? Decisions are going to have to be made. Decisions are going to have to be made. I have to contact my local shop owner today as he had a pre-owned Endgame Black Widow for $109. Wow. That's a good price. I don't know if Pop Culture still has it. Maybe they do. But then postage might be a bit expensive there. But that feels like, if it's in good condition, like, I love my Endgame Black Widow. You can't see her because it's cut off, but I think it's a great head sculpt, a nice suit. I love that you can't adjust the zip, because every time I see a Black Widow with a zip down to her belly button, I just want to scream. Just no split cut boots is the only bummer with that figure. It's the only bummer with that figure. Super grateful that you follow me. Yeah, I follow you. I want to follow people that appreciate it, that are doing cool stuff, interesting stuff. So yeah, I'm on a mission. Like, who are you following, people? How your figure is cool, Helen would recommend. No, I'm gonna check him out, Renz. I'm assuming him, because most people on YouTube are men. I'm trying to buck that trend, but I'm gonna check out How You Figure 100%. I'm gonna check out your channel. Not after this, because it's now Saturday morning. It's 12:15, but tomorrow at some point I will check you out. Yeah, found your channel with your secret base walkthrough and vlog. Oh, cool. Great video. Keep up the awesome work, and thank you, Renz. Appreciate that. Thank you. I'm working on my last Hong Kong video, which, apologies guys, it's taking a while. Which is my shopping vlog, but I made some really good progress on that. There was just a lot of footage, like even like walking around Inns Point, like that raw video footage was around 35 to 40 minutes. So trying to work out what bits to show and what to say. And there's even a part of me that's like, do I do the vlog and then just drop that raw footage? Because I know some people just want that bird's eye view of just seeing them all. So maybe I might even do that afterwards. And thank you to everyone who voted in my poll, because I did ask the question about, did you want the travel info? Did you want that in the same video? And quite a few people voted, which was super helpful, because I was in 2 minds about that. So I appreciate everybody giving me their feedback, because it's awesome. Shout out to Ren's awesome inspiring artists. Yeah, as are you, Tiny Art Guy. We've got some super talented people in the community. As I say, I am totally jealous of people that have those kinds of artistic skills. Like, you have my absolute admiration. So, guys, we're doing really well for time, because we're at about 2 hours and 15 minutes. So, unless people have any questions or there's anything they want to know about Batman, as I say, I'm really mindful that I want to wrap up and give people enough time to go over to Sideshow and queue for the Artisan Moon Knight, because I don't want anybody to miss out on that or have slow internet because they're watching this stream. So, as I say, this guy I think he's great. I'm super happy. I don't think the texture's anything to worry about. Improved articulation. With the new drape cape, I think this will be a showstopper. This in itself is a display. It's a beautiful piece. So, I'll just quickly see if anybody's got any questions. Let me know, because I'm happy to answer anything you might want to know about this guy while I've got him open. Hopefully I'll find that star that I don't know what happened when I had that little mishap trying to pull bats out of the packet, because be careful when you're pulling the cape out, kids. That's Helen's lesson to you. Because all the accessories just moved into other spots that they're not meant to be in. What are you doing, madame? Don't jump up here, please. Don't jump up here, please, Shuri. It's been quite a night. Shuri brought me a gift. Pop Culture brought me a gift. It's been amazing. So yeah, one last looky look at Batman. Ooh, don't drop him, Helen. Goodness me. Butterfingers. You can tell it's getting late. Yeah, seriously. He's a beautiful piece. And this diorama is just lovely. Very cool. Even got the little drainage things happening. The details. The details are great. Beautiful. Keep an eye on my Instagram when I pop the diorama in with the Batmobile. I'll share a photo. I'm still working on my display for Battinson with the Drifter and the Bat Cycle. I started mucking around with that and I wasn't entirely happy. So I haven't landed on a final display, but I will definitely share a picture on Instagram because I have changed from my initial idea of what I was going to do with having the Drifter on the bike. So I'll see how I go. I'll share that with you. Have you seen the Jazz Ink Penguin teasers? I have. We talked about them a little bit last week. So interesting. I have to be honest. I've pre-ordered the Catwoman and I'm already a little bit nervous about that. And I mean, they're going all out with the details and accessories, which is great. I know some people want all that. But there's a part of me going, do I need an umbrella stand with 9 umbrellas and how much is that going to cost? A little bit. But I am interested by the Mare Cobblepot because I think there was talk of Sewer, Oz, and then Mare Cobblepot. So I would be quite tempted, but I don't know because even with the Catwoman, like I got the DX Deluxe, the Deluxe Clean version, and I'm like, what am I going to do with all these head sculpts? Like, should I have just gotten the standard one? I don't know. Like, I've made my decision now. But I want to do an 89 to 97 line. So I'm interested, but because I'm like, we're all thinking Hot Toys is going to do it as well. So there's a bit of, did I make the right choice? I don't know. Only time can tell, right? And I didn't want to miss out on the Catwoman. So I did the PO just in case. But yeah, I'm following the developments of everything that they're doing because I am generally interested in the products that they're making, and it's interesting to get those insights into development. Like certainly, there was an interview that Yost did where he talked about the fact that I think it was the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman prototype, so not even the final, cost something like $17,000, and that to me was even an eye opener because so many people are in that group, do this, change that, blah, blah, blah. And every modification is money. So it's been interesting to get that insight. But, you know, they haven't really made figures and what are they going to be like? And are the QC issues of the vehicles going to come across the figures? Like we don't know. We don't know. Often, does the gargoyle rotate? It sure does. Welcome. Yeah, I was super impressed because I noticed this bit was a bit, I was like, why is this loose? But no, it's not loose. It just allows the gargoyle. So you can pose this in however you want. It comes off. It has some quite deep, like a pin connection, which I was quite impressed with. So you've got a, you know, oh no, at the feet, pulling off. But yeah, so you've got, so you can display it with or without gargoyle, which is cool, but I love it. You've got that fully rotates 360. Like this diorama base, it's beautiful, it's impressive. But as someone in the chat said earlier, like it would kind of be cool if it came with the standard base as well. Like the instructions were a bit confusing. Like it showed a picture of the base that looks like the DX9 base, but I'm guessing that's what comes with the standard release, that maybe it gets that same Batman logo base like the old DX9. But yeah, seriously, this guy is no complaints whatsoever. Super happy. This base is beautiful, seriously. Oh, wow, that's cool. You make me regret getting the standard base and missing out. I always go the deluxe. Like, even if I don't know if I have room for it. I stupidly think maybe it helps with the resale value. I don't know. Not that I'm really selling a lot. I just like the option because I'm like, later on, if my display changes, I get rid of stuff. I have different cabinets. I kind of like having the options. It's like Hawkeye. Like, do I use the different outfits and stuff with the endgame Hawkeye? No. Like, I could have just gotten the standard one. I don't use any of the Ronin stuff, but it's nice to have it if I decide I want to use it one day. So, all right, guys, I think I'm going to call it a night. So 2 hours 20 is pretty good for me for a live stream. So, yay, improvement. So again, verdict on this guy is amazing. I've got She-Hulk on the way from Pop Culture, which should hopefully arrive in time for the next stream. So, I don't know what's happening with Collectors Unite. I would be surprised if it comes back before the new year, but that's my guess. So we'll see what happens. I'm happy to jump on and just do a bit of a news and chat if She-Hulk hasn't arrived. It should, though. So keep an eye out. I'll always share at least a day in advance of streams. But I think it'll probably be same time, same place next week. So thank you to everyone who's come along to hang out. I've really appreciated your company, your banter. And good luck, everyone, going for that Artisan Moon Knight. I hope you get it. And I hope everyone has a lovely weekend. Stay safe. And I'll probably see you next week.